Hey, welcome to the People's Duchess. Happy Valentine's Day to all my fabulous friends out there. I am so glad to be here. We are celebrating Black excellence, impeccable style, and a little bit of tea tonight. Today, we are definitely going to get into Princess Meghan of Nigeria's stunning winter fashion at the Invictus Games 2025 in Vancouver. And I'm really hoping that my chat isn't frozen already. Oh my gosh, you guys already know the issues I've been having with this chat, but we're not even going to go there tonight. Let me just make sure everything is good on my end. Yep. Okay, great. Yeah, but first, let's start with a little bit of love. Meghan is back home in Montecito with her children and did post this beautiful, wonderful example of love today with not only this lovely snap of her and Harry sharing a passionate kiss during a meal, but also a really cute video featuring her children whipping up some really delicious looking snacks, including, it looks like they were strawberry, like whipped cream or maybe strawberry cream cheese bagels. Um, but yeah, Meghan wrote in her caption, back home, taking care of our babies and missing my Valentine as he continues on the Invictus Games, changing lives and reminding all of us of the power of healing and resilience through these incredible veterans and their families. Beyond proud of my husband and what he created. My love, I will eat burgers and fries and fish and chips with you forever. Thank you for you. Love wins. How sweet is that? Oh my gosh, that is just so sweet. Um, she used the hashtag love wins, and Meghan is such a squatty for that. I love her reclaiming her narrative, really showing us what their love is all about, which is something, true and pure and really beautiful. Um, I just feel like over the years, we've gotten to see their love. Oh, little playback there. Over the years, we've gotten to see their love really blossom, and it's just been such a lovely thing to see. You don't really see true love like this. Well, maybe not as widely broadcasted as this anymore. I really love that she's reclaiming her narrative, and I'm really here for this new era of back to normalcy with Meghan on Instagram. It's so exciting. So, along with this, she released a video of her making said strawberry cream cheese bagels with the kids. It's really just another like down home kind of Instagram style video with the children, and just very exciting in general to see her living out her best life as she likely would have anyways, regardless whether or not she was a royal or working royal. So this is just a really sweet video watching her. And I love, again, the fact that we are getting these updates about the kids without having to actually physically see them. So that's also really nice. I just think that it's nice to be able to safeguard your children's privacy in this way and really just have you can have them be featured and have people, excited for seeing your children and seeing your children's growth without having to, you know, put their faces out there or anything like that. So it's really nice. I'm really enjoying, watching them grow. Archie's getting really tall. And if that's a little bit back there, she's also getting really big. I just absolutely love it, y'all. Meghan is showing up and showing out. She's got her Cartier stack on, her favorite stack. I love all of this. So yeah, we're gonna get into all of that. And yeah, Meghan did not just show up, she showed out for these Invictus games. She gave us elegance, she gave us sophistication, she gave us looks that had me saying, this is what the people want to see. So grab your Sir Davis. I've got my lime La Croix here. I made this drink, you guys. It's so good. It's pamplemousse La Croix, a shot of ginger, a shot of agave. Oh my gosh. A little bit stirred, very chilled. It's so good. But yeah, before we start, Prince Harry did a podcast on the Invictus Games Foundation site, and it looks really good. I was considering watching it here, but I definitely want them to get the views. So when we're done here, please do head over to the Invictus Games Foundation channel and give that a watch. It looks really good. Harry looks really good. And I can't wait to hear the conversation. Look at his face. What do you got going on in there, Harry? I love it. He always looks like he's about to just deliver some brutal, brutal news to somebody that he's really going to enjoy. But yeah, it's important work that he's doing, and I just know he's missing his family these days without Meghan there. But then again, he did say he FaceTimes them every night, so that's some solace that he can still see his gorgeous children and wives' faces every day on FaceTime. And speaking of his lovely wife, let's get right into what we came for, the Invictus fashion. Okay. So first up is this beautiful, beautiful ALC dress. It's a chocolate maxi dress. Day one, Friday, February 8th. They kicked off the Invictus Games at the welcome reception in this pleated maxi dress. She wore her black Aquazzura Purist pumps with it. The dress itself was sleeveless, midi length, and flowed like melted chocolate, just rich and smooth. And of course, she paired it with her Cartier jewelry because, when you're Meghan Markle, you accessorize with nothing but your Cartier stacks, your iconic stacks, that is. Obviously, she didn't have all of these on. It looks like she was just wearing her tank watch along with the love bangle and then some other bracelets that we were not able to identify. And it's almost an avant-garde structure with the top. In fact, I initially thought this might be a Loewe number, but just based on the slightly metallic shine to it and that structure Loewe is known for. Now, let me just say this. Some people think that wearing neutrals means fading into the background, but Meghan has never faded into the background, even in neutrals. I can see what she was saying when she said that she was trying to just fade into the background in those neutrals, but she didn't. She looked really good, and she always does. And I think that neutrals work just as well as pop of color on her because she knows how to accessorize them so well and still stand out. She has a lot of confidence, and the tailoring is also super important. She's not just out here, I don't know, trying to make polka dots happen in 2025. She's actually doing something I feel like this is a progressive outfit. I haven't really seen her in this type of structured top before, so it's really exciting to see. Number two is this lovely, lovely ensemble. Saturday morning, Meghan stepped out for breakfast with Team USA and Team Canada in this monochrome ivory outfit. She wore this sleeveless turtleneck by Rag and Bone, and it was just really a nice solid look. She had Hypnos trousers, wide leg trousers, and then finished it with her Ralph Lauren pumps. And then not pictured here, but when she arrived, she uploaded a story of the arrival with her Juliva Heritage coat, and it really just tied the whole look together. And I mean, wearing all white in winter is not really for the faint of heart. It's a power move. It says, I'm not worried about makeup or coffee spills because, I have people for that. And can we talk about how crisp and clean this look was? I've always loved like a cream or an off-white mother of pearl set a la Lisa Ray, and Meghan does this white on white trend really well. She does monochrome in general really well, but she does this particular white on white trend really, really well. Just like the former Turks and Caicos First Lady. It's just really the ultimate clean girl aesthetic, and I'm so here for it. Moving on to the third outfit, her iconic Sen Taylor coat number. Later that day, Meghan attended the opening ceremony in this really signature look. It's a baby alpaca wrap coat by Canadian designer Sen Taylor, and it's a piece of art. I love these coats that she wears. It's so structured. It's so beautiful. We didn't quite get to see underneath the coat, but she's reportedly wearing a Brandon Maxwell dress paired with her beige Aquazzura Purist pumps and her Cartier stack there. Now, I love that this look is like her classic look. It's elegant, it's approachable. The coat itself is just like a warm hug on a cold day. It's like a white hot chocolate, but make it fashion. And let's not forget the subtle nod to Canada with her choice of designer. She really knows how to play her audience without being obvious about it. Play to her audience, sorry about that, without being obvious about it. And it's always been her strongest suit when it comes to power dressing. An occasional random, like, I'll call it a wild card might pop up here or there, but she really does know how to structure and dress for the occasion. In fact, an occasion hate to see Meghan coming. She will dress accordingly and she will do it so well. It's just unbelievable how much of a formula she has down. I love how she sticks to brands that she knows works for her and then gets one in every color. Like most of us, right? That's how I shop. When I know something I like and I see it and I know it works for me, I will get it in every color as well. We've seen this Sen Taylor coat in many shades, starting with the first coat that she wore, I believe, was this brown, or it's not really brown. It's more of a taupe color, like a sandy colored Sen Taylor coat. She wore at her first Christmas at Sandringham. She looked really cute head to toe, beautiful head to toe. I'm not like the biggest fan of the hat. I think this was probably her least, I didn't not like it, but I think that it was just kind of, I don't know. I feel like she could have just done a little bit something else because the outfit itself didn't need so much of a hat. She could have maybe just done a little, little poof or something. I don't know. I don't know what could have made this outfit better. She looked great head to toe, but the hat was not my favorite hat on her. But yeah, and I didn't even know that Sen Taylor made all these different styles of coats, especially wrap coats that Meghan really favors. I loved the red and purple block number that she wore to one of her engagements when she was very pregnant. I absolutely loved that gray coat that she wore to unveil that plaque at that retirement home. All of them, really. She just never misses with any of these coats. Between the bag, the coat, and the hats or the heels, the outfits always tie so beautifully together when Centailor is the finishing touch. Absolutely love it. So yeah, then Meghan went to a hockey game that evening, and she switched up to her Givenchy coat to the Canucks game. She re-wore this coat. It's a black and burgundy Givenchy from her 2018 Royal Tour, and we love a sustainable queen. She paired this with black skinny jeans, a black Valentino turtleneck sweater, and matching Valentino boots. This look was giving cool mom at soccer, elevated mom at soccer. It was practical, but it was chic. It's a really tough balance to strike practicality and style, but Meghan does it every time. She nails it every time. And, meanwhile, some folks are still out here. Yeah, we're not even gonna talk about that. What I didn't like was how they I don't know. I'm not even gonna go there. I really like this coat. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the burgundy, I can see some of the burgundy part of it is kind of, you have to understand how that burgundy works with the coat. If you don't understand, if you don't know, then you won't know. What's the saying? Oh, if you get it, you get it. The girls who get it, get it. So I can see what the kind of initial confusion is with that burgundy panel on this coat, but after you kind of lean into it and understand it, then you understand it. Yeah, so on Sunday morning, February 10th, they went to, a family event, and Meghan read All Our Neighbors to the children of the Invictus athletes. And for this occasion, she donned an olive green ribbed skirt by La Ligne, paired with a Duane sweater and her Ralph Lauren heels. I suspected these were the Ralph Lauren heels in the last live. And yeah, they definitely were the same Ralph Lauren heels that she wore to Prince Louis's christening with that all Ralph Lauren look. That was super cute. This time around, she did the monochrome look again, and she does this just very, very well. She had this pop of color with this Geneva Heritage Linda coat. She did a simple Cartier stack here and just looked absolutely effortless, very earthy, very regal. This is a color that's not that easy to pull off. In as much as it sounds neutral, olive green doesn't really flush well against a lot of skin tones, especially if you have certain undertones that clash, namely cooler undertones that clash. So she pulled this off really well. I love the button detail on the sweater. Everything about it was just really cute. The skirt looks so comfortable. Oh my gosh. And then later that afternoon, she attended a wheelchair basketball final, and she had a really effortless ensemble. Let's see here if I can pull up. There we go. All right. So later that afternoon, she attended that wheelchair basketball finals, and she had on this gray blazer by Duane as well over a navy La Ligne sweater paired with Veronica Beard jeans and Stuart Weitzman boots. Hey, avid reader, welcome to the chat. Let's see. The burgundy and black coat looks reversible. Wouldn't that be cool if it were? That would also explain everything. Because yeah, my whole thing was I didn't quite want to say it, but at first I also did not understand the coat. I was like, what is this paneling going on? What's going on there? Because otherwise it's just a regular coat, right? But then you get to that really attention drawing panel, and you're right. If it were reversible, that would just explain everything. Thanks for that, avid reader. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, and this outfit as well, it's got kind of the same, it's kind of like a reverse deal going on. Now she has the color on the, that's not quite the lapel, right? That's like the collar, and then she has the regular gray color on the lapel. So there's a lot going on. It's kind of confusing at first, but you have to really lean into this outfit to understand that she was just going for something very comfortable, casual, and just a blazer that she could throw on over this very otherwise casual but stylish look. I really liked it. No jewelry information here. Sorry about that. We weren't able to identify that, but this looked really screamed relatable. It was casual for courtside seating, but still very polished for the cameras. And again, that balance that she's striking of, sophisticated but functional. The shoes, I believe, are just really the key component here, because when you're doing a lot of walking, you can't just turn up in heels all the time, just saying. And then on February 11th, during the winter sport, I forgot what sport this was. This was either tubing or another like ski element sport. But yeah, Meghan bundled up in this very beautiful, in this very beautiful macaque coat. I loved this coat so much. It was so stunning. It literally made me gasp when I saw it, because hello. I mean, hello. Are we both seeing this? Are we all seeing this? She paired this coat with black skinny jeans, Sorel boots, Moncler gloves, and a hat attack beanie. And this outfit, again, is very functional. It was cold outside. She wanted something nice and warm, but it's so fashionable and so chic. And it just reminded me that you don't have to sacrifice style just because it's cold outside. And let me tell you, not everyone can pull off a puffer coat without looking like they're headed to shovel snow in their driveway. This is a hard coat to pull off. The length of it, the puffiness of it, it's very, very easy to be confused with a marshmallow or Michelin Man going on here, but she pulls it off. She really pulls it off. I really loved this look. It was just, it was everything for these games. I really loved all of her ensembles and her jewelry choices, but Invictus is so much more than that. It's the high profile of these games. Really, the high profile of her outfits is really a help and a boost to help garner eyes and attention to the game as well. So this is why it's, again, really important to choose the right spouse. And Harry has definitely chosen just the right spouse here. And no shade to his exes, but I'm just not sure that anyone else could have brought that je ne sais quoi. There's no Markle sparkle, and it's not shallow. It's not. This is why the wardrobes have to be on point. I didn't initially understand the need for like a royal tour budget, for example, but now I understand the need for such a budget and the kinds of clothes that they wear on these tours, because it's just as important to get the eyes on the tour. And if you have, boring principals and they're boring to look at and nothing's really going on, I feel like they understand that a lot of people just won't plain pay attention. They might show up for the aftermath, but they're just not going to pay attention. Hey, Elizabeth. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for joining the chat. Our Duchess is gorgeous as usual, as per usual. Um, super stunning, super gorgeous. She just does relaxed but elegant so perfectly. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how these games continue to evolve. And I said this last time, but I'll say it again. It's important to have a woman like Meghan beside a man like Harry at a games like this. It's really important to keep the focus there, keep the attention there. And I think that Meghan is just the perfect person to do that. People aren't going to soon forget about this. People aren't going to soon stop talking about this. Whenever she shows up somewhere, people are going to be discussing it for probably a good week or two, maybe even longer. So it's really important that that type of notoriety comes with whatever engagement that they are on. And the wardrobe budget is integral, I think, in all of that. So there's a science behind these appearances. There's a science behind how you get the eyes onto the engagements. And Meghan could write the book on power dressing for these occasions and bringing that attention to these occasions. Hey, Ada Ali. Happy Valentine's. Welcome to the chat. Good morning from my sunny island. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. It's so cold over here. It was okay at first, but then it got super cold and it was just raining all day yesterday. And, now we're all just trying to climb back up out of the 60s and into the 70s. So I will be so happy that we get some sun again. And you know what? It's almost springtime. So spring is right around the corner and I'm just really looking forward to that. Welcome to the chat, Ada. Thank you. But yeah, so, now that Meghan has an Instagram again, I mean, we're definitely bound to stay even more on top of what they're doing. And that's a real gift. That's a real gift to not only her show and her endeavors, but she does get that control back. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that control is exercised and how, they're able to kind of do things on their own terms. That's the most exciting part of her Instagram channel to me. Elizabeth, love your channel. Just stumbled on your site. Happy Valentine from Miami, Florida. Oh my gosh. Is it warm where you are, Elizabeth? I hope it is. Thank you so much for the love, hun. Happy Valentine to you too. I am so blessed to have you guys as squatties. This is probably the best. It's between this and the Beehive and the K-Hive. And then BTS has some really rabid fans as well. So there's a couple different squads that I love, but this is my favorite. And then it's like a toss up between Beyonce's, BTS's, and Kamala's. Y'all are so wild. Y'all go so wild for your for your faves, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you. I really do. Yeah, so Ada, thank you. Yeah, so speaking of Meghan's jewelry, I really do love how she kept things really kind of casual. She also looks like she paired her jewelry stacks with her normal jewelry stacks, right? I didn't really see any of her like Hamsa stuff. I didn't really see any of her like, really intricate jewelry that she has. She kept it kind of low key. And I really appreciate that about her style and her dressing. I just absolutely love this whole getup that she has here. And she loves maquillage. Elizabeth, yes, our weather is awesome. Jealous. So jealous. Well, good. I'm glad you guys are warm. At least somebody is warm, right? But yeah, Meghan, I love that she sticks to what she knows. She loves the maquillage. She absolutely loves a maquillage. Now, I broke down her love of this style back in It Girl Diaries when she was jet setting all around and being featured front row in Fashion Week after Fashion Week. And one of my favorite things that Meghan has ever worn is this white maquillage biker jacket over this leather two-piece skirt set. Oh my gosh, so cute. And my favorite Invictus thing that she's worn is this burgundy maquillage biker jacket over her burgundy monochrome dress and bag. So cute. I cannot get over how tastefully done and how elegant these maquillage numbers are, even when she does biker chic, right? It's so chic, like heavy on the chic. And then her trench coat game is just unmatched. Absolutely unmatched. This was her first appearance, I think, in the blue, like her debut royal walkabout, where she had on this blue maquillage coat. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was a Strathberry bag. Very, very beautiful. She had Harry looking all kinds of good too. This is when I I jokingly call this the evidence of the black wife effect, because this is the first time Harry stepped out with her, and look at him. No more ill-fitting suits, no more crazy looking no more crazy looking outfits. He looked so good. He looked like Meghan styled him in this, because how else could he have just shown up wearing something like this that complemented her outfit so well? I feel like this is the first time that Harry was really styled by a true stylist, a true designer, Meghan Markle. And the evidence speaks for itself. This is light-skinned Harry. This is cousin Henrold right here. Just looking all kinds of good. They looked so cute. And so yeah, Meghan knows maquillage and maquillage knows Meghan, and I think they have a mutual love and respect for each other. And I wouldn't be surprised if she had a maquillage deal at some point, if she became an ambassador. But then again, I say that about everything. I said she should have been a Dior ambassador. I still think she should be a Givenchy ambassador. I still think she should be an Aquazzura ambassador. Like, I know she doesn't need to. She doesn't need to be an ambassador. She doesn't need any brand deals or anything. But you're an influencer now too, Meghan. Like, girl, you can do whatever you want. You're not bound by any protocol anymore. You can also make money how you see fit. And if you want to be a Aquazzura brand ambassador, I mean, why not? Shoot, why not? I think you'd make the perfect ambassador. Dior once called you the epitome of class. So like, hello, brand deal it up. Draw them contracts up, girl. So next we have Meghan in this gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous look here. This is an Aritzia puffer. She had a Moncler beanie on, her favorite Miu Miu Sunnies, Sorel footwear. I love everything about this. Again, very, very difficult to pull off a big old huge puffer like this, even when you're slim. You're bundled up, you're wearing a lot of layers. It's hard not to look crazy in a puffer jacket like this, because it's not just the puff, it's the puff and the length and the heavy and the hood, and all of it together is a lot. So it's really impressive that she's able to pull this off. I love the Moncler gloves. Not really loving how smushed the Moncler glove text is right now, but that's okay. We're going to power through that too. Everything about this look is just absolutely beautiful. I love these sunnies. She has worn these over and over and over again. She wore these to Morocco. She wore these to Polo. She's just worn these in a lot of different settings, and you can tell they're one of her favorite pairs, and they're one of mine too. Absolutely love it. She looked like she had a lot of fun that day too, her and Harry both. If you've been on my Instagram lately, you've seen the video of this where she was like scared beyond scared. She was so terrified. She was like, I don't want to do this. And then she also didn't want to get shown up by like Harry and a 10-year-old who was also doing this course. So she's like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. And Harry gave her some really good guidance, and all said and done, she went down the bunny slope on this tube and had a good time. Look at her having a really good time. And I just feel like this was a really good day for her to end things on. I mean, she really looked amazing and had a lot of fun. And again, we're looking at the games and we're saying, oh man, this is great, this is great, this is great. But I know the squatties in particular, we also really participate in the philanthropy of it too. So the Invictus games is a foundation. A lot of us volunteered, a lot of us went out there, a lot of us have donated, a lot of us have financially supported the Invictus games. And I just want to take this time to thank each and every one of you squatties who have done so, or even if you've just gone over there, squatties like Peto, and other squatties who showed up in Nigeria, all of the squatties that really support these games, really uplift these games. It's not really just about Harry and Meghan, is it? It is really a game for the celebration of the resilience of the human spirit. Even when the body is broken, the mind is still determined to get ahead. It's still determined to go on and do so in a way that is healthy and working through the problems that we have and challenging ourselves to do the best that we can with what we have. And that's really what these games are about. And the message of these games is just really so beautiful. And it does make me emotional sometimes because, it's, who would have thunk it? Who in that setting would have actually thunk to do something that's tangibly beneficial to people? This is a game that we can see. This is philanthropy in action. This is like games, yes. A sporting event, sure. But this is philanthropy in action. This is showing up and actually doing the good. The reading to the kids, the coloring with the kids, the having a good time, all of the things that they put in as far as their presence is concerned. They have made their model not just to come in, smile, and wave. They've made sure that their model is to come in and actually do as much good as possible. And it's really evident when you see this. Elizabeth, I agree with you, living with so much joy. Look at this kid here. He knows Meghan is living with joy. He's telling her all about it. Have you ever had a dream that when that you wake up and then you I don't know if you guys know the meme I'm referring to, but this kid reminded me of that little boy. Have you ever had a dream, little boy? And Meghan's just looking like, oh, bless your heart. Obviously, I don't know the conversation, but that's what this reminded me of. And she's just so patiently sitting there listening to him ramble on about his dream. That makes absolutely no sense. But she's looking at him like this is the most endearing thing that she has ever heard. And it's just proof positive that it's really not just about the fashion. This is really what we come here for, the lives that are changed and the futures that are molded as a result. So speaking of fashion though, getting back to it, Meghan did show up in this beautiful gray set here. These are Anine Bing trousers, the Soya and Kyo Adelaide coat, and then she had an unidentified, it looks like either a wool or a cashmere blend top. And then she has on her Cartier Juste Clos small necklace. Obviously, she has that larger one that's kind of like a choker that we all know and love. I haven't yet seen this smaller version, but it's equally as cute. How cute is this? This is that power dressing that I'm talking about again. Look at how boss babe. Look at how it's giving CEO. It's giving 2025 millennial CEO. I love the coat. Soya and Co is another brand that Meghan knows and sticks to. She has a lot of these coats. I just think it's really beautiful. The touch is just so elegant, the monochrome of it all. And it's just a slightly different monochrome, but it's so effortless, right? It's something that you could just throw on. You can just throw on these pants, throw on this top, throw on this necklace, boom, bow, bow, you're in. And I don't know, I'm probably biased here, sure, but I just feel like Meghan does it the best. She does this the best I've ever seen a royal woman do it. Now, this is the royals in UK, right? The royals in Europe that I think are kind of on par here are Queen Letizia of Spain. That woman can dress her behind off. My goodness, that woman can dress her behind off. I also really love Princess Madeline's style. It's a little bit more traditional. She does a lot of floral, flowy dresses. She does a lot of like the traditional, like bridal, looks. She does a lot of that, like very flourished, very embellished look, but it's really good too. So those are the two that I think, I wouldn't say that they're my favorites compared to Meghan. I don't really think Meghan is in, she's like in a league of her own, right? But if I were to say, hey, I like these others as well, it'd be Queen Letizia of Spain and then Princess Madeline, who coincidentally lives in Florida now. So I can imagine she's doing a lot more of the floral dressing and that type of style out there. But yeah, this is a really, really nice, clean, elegant look. And Meghan just pulls it off so well. Later on, she then changed into this lovely J. Crew wool blend parka and her lovely riding boots. She wore this last year to these Invictus games, and I'm just really digging on how sustainable it all is. The sustainability of it all, the way that Meghan understands that, the wardrobe is really going to bring the eyes. So she kind of just changes it up from time to time with, either a different hairstyle or different pieces. The top, I wasn't able to get an ID on, like a short ID, and then obviously the jeans either, because she has these jeans in a lot of different styles. I was tempted to call them the black frame jeans, but I don't know. I don't know what jeans these are to confirm, but she looked really nice. And then the jewelry is really, really interesting. She got this jewelry set, this necklace. Her and Harry both were gifted necklaces from the Squamish people. Really cute sacred necklaces from what I understand. And I really just love how much they love Harry and Meghan down when they come around. And I'm looking forward also to seeing how they incorporate these gifts, especially the jewelry pieces, into their everyday program. I just, I don't know. I often think about, okay, this is a ceremony. They came here for the ceremony. Yeah, they're going to get gifts because that's how royals do. They get gifts, but this isn't how royals do. This is not how royals do. They don't get gifted sacred items. Those blankets are sacred. These necklaces are sacred. These are not the customary traditional picture. Here's my picture in a frame. Here you go. Bye. This is different. These are items made with love, handcrafted and made with love and given as a symbol of honor and respect. So this is not how the royals are normally gifted things by dignitaries and countries that they go and visit. This is a very personal gift to give someone. And I think it's really evident that the First Nations have done a lot to show how much they reciprocate the love that they get from Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan come there, they spread a lot of love, they spread a lot of joy, and they get that in return. I just feel like you wouldn't quite see something like this in any other setting. It's usually a very forced setting where the royals are just kind of like, oh, here we are, let's go about this day, let's get it done. And it very much feels like that. And I'm trying not to be biased here or anything, but I've gone back and I've watched a whole lot of royal tour footage. And for me, I just feel like it was very stiff. It was very, very stiff. Hey, Cookies and Cream. Happy Valentine's Day. Nice to see you, hon. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Thanks for joining the chat. Yeah, I feel like it is just quite stiff. It's like I mentioned before, it's the je ne sais quoi that's missing, right? It's the joie de vie that's missing. It's that something special and interesting and beloved that I haven't seen in previous royal tours since Diana. I feel like a lot of these outings are really just forced upon the people that they're going to go and see. And it's not really reciprocated. We definitely saw that. I think latest example is Harry's dad and his stepmother in Kenya, where not only did it really gave really weird, very stiff vibes, but then we learn later on that was because they were mistreating them. They were treating them like indentured servants. They were treating them like less than in their own country. Charles's team was really gross to the Kenyans on ground, the journalists on ground. And then to top everything off, Camilla just up and stole in broad daylight in front of everybody and didn't think that it should be called stealing or she should face any consequences because of who she is. And it's just such an unfortunate, very unfortunate tour, that Kenyan tour. I don't even understand how that was like a good idea, like anyways, the point is you can't really fake this. You can take all of the propped up pictures you want to, right? When you see these in still frames, yeah, they all look fun and nice. And all of the royals all look fun and nice when you see them on these still frames. But then roll the footage. Roll the footage. Listen to the words and then watch the expressions of the people that they're talking to. You don't get this. Once they start talking, it's very evident that it's work for them. It's an appearance for them. They haven't prepared anything. They're not interested in knowing who you are. They don't care. The person that they came with, their handler, I guess, is whispering all the information into their ear and they're regurgitating it to you. There's no connection. And Harry and Meghan, you know them. They do their work ahead of time. They do what they need to do to understand who they're talking to understand the environment that they're going into. Just look at the care that they've taken with the First Nations here. You can't fake this. You just can't fake this. I don't care what anyone says. This is something that you just cannot purchase. You cannot fake it. You're either born with it or you're not. And I think the word I'm looking for here is empathy. I think Harry has a lot of empathy for what these folks have gone through historically. I think he has a lot of empathy for what they're still struggling for and fighting for in today's day and age. I think that he has a whole lot of empathy for their plight. And in as much as we see how much he's doing for them publicly, I can't even imagine what he's doing for them privately. This is how many years long he's been cultivating a relationship with these tribes. I can't even imagine what those conversations are that we're not privy to. This takes trust. This takes years and years and years of cultivating trust. And I think that Harry and Meghan have just the formula down. They really understand. They really get it. And it's important to have people that really get it go out there and represent the cause, because otherwise we're going to see straight through it. You can't fool today's kids. Those TikTok kids are brutal. Social media is brutal. And even myself, like, I'm a sweet person, but oh my gosh, don't come on my social media and act crazy, because I'm just as crazy on social, you know? So it's hard to make a good impression on today's youth or youngster, or even any person on social media. Even if you're not young, even the elderly folks on social media are brutal. You can't just show up and act crazy. So I think Harry and Meghan both really understanding and really getting it is just such a important thing. And then they also have like the backing of individuals like Michael Bublé and his wife, which when I heard this story about how, okay, it seems like Michael Bublé and Prince Harry are like, they have this bromance going on, right? And they do. It's very evident that they do. But also, when I heard the story about how Meghan and Michael met years ago, to the point where she actually, I think she might have interviewed him at one point and then curated a Christmas playlist for him, and the rest was history. So the real friends in this picture are Harry and Michael. They were the day one friends, and now Harry and Michael's relationship is so cute and it's well known. But the fact that Meghan is the piece that brought everyone in this picture together warms my heart. And this is what I mean when I say you have to get it. Sure. You can grab Tom Cruise or, David Beckham or whomever else to make a quick appearance, but are you going to get this? Are you going to get the bromance? Are you going to get the chemistry? Are you going to get the feeling and the emotions? I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like if you're going to do anything, you would definitely want at the very minimum a Harry and Meghan there, because that's going to guarantee that people are at least drawn there, but it's going to be done well. And I think these games are put together so well because you have people like Harry and Meghan at the helm, for sure. Okay, so let's dive back in a little bit to her fashion. I'm just going off on a tangent here because I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed by everything. I mean, the games are always very impressive, but gosh, these games around, they just really went all out, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so for the wheelchair basketball games, Meghan also donned this Hermes puffer. We saw this last year as well. It's a repeat. I absolutely love it. It looks crazy off the rack with the shoulders, right? But Meghan's one of these people that can take something that looks crazy on the rack. Her and Rihanna and Beyonce. They can take something that looks crazy on the rack or on the runway and just make it work. They can, I don't know if she took some of the shoulder bulking out or if it was just the mannequin that was doing this. I'm not sure. But this Hermes puffer is really cute. This one I know to be reversible. So I'm very interested to see what the underbelly of that looks like. It looks like it's probably just another black, like a black underbelly as well. But yeah, very comfortable, very casual look for this entire week that she was there. I absolutely love all of the pieces that she wore. I love the jewelry that she wore. I love the messaging here. They spread love like no other. This was Harry being gifted his necklace with Meghan. And honestly, like I said, I'm just so enthralled with every ceremonial piece of these events. It was so beautiful. I would have cried. If I was there in person and seen this, this is the kind of thing that would have made me cry. It's just such a lovely sight to see. Look at this. Look at Prince Harry giving this woman the respect, the slight bow, the hands clasped together, the thank you, the graciousness, the just the respect that he's paying her, the honor that he's paying her. She's presenting him with something and he's honoring her in return. And this is the kind of thing that makes me emotional. You know, avid reader, the Sussexes have genuine, authentic friendships. None seem transactional, unlike some others who shall not be. Yeah, unlike those who shall not be named, it's extremely transactional, and it's not just them. It's the whole royal model is smoke and mirrors. It's quid pro quo. The entire royal setup is quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That is the entire basis of not only how they work, that's actually the entire basis of the aristocracy and the British media and the royal rota and the press. It's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. None of them are friends. You see how the Marchioness of Cholmondeley, oh God, I hate that word, Chumley, I think it's pronounced. You see how she's still around, she's still hanging around despite all the rumors. And I feel like, okay, even if we ignored those rumors, let's say they never did fall out and people were just lying on them and they're still very good friends, there's so much going on there that you might think, okay, like it's totally transactional. Like her husband is a part of the peerage court or whatever that thing is called, where they wear those red outfits and open parliament. And that's a purely transactional role. It's like, okay, you'll be this if you can give me that. I'll do this for you if you can do this for me. I don't care what anyone says. I don't actually believe that it was Kate and that lady that fell out. I actually think that it's William and the dude that have the relationship. And you can say what you want about that. I don't know what kind of relationship. I don't know what kind of, what's going on there. But I honestly think that the women are being put up as the scapegoats for whatever's really happening with the guys. And I don't know why I think that way. I'm not really sure why I feel that way. But I feel like there's more to that story than I don't believe that the lady and William had an affair. I'll just put it out there. I just don't. I don't think that, because I don't feel like William was into her like that. I think that the problem there was between William and the dude. And I don't know what that problem was, but just the same way they threw Kate under the bus during that Photoshop scandal is how I think that they're propping her and whatever's happening between her and that lady up as the real thing when it's a ruse for something else. Is that weird? Do you guys think that's weird? Let me know if you think that's weird in the chat. I don't know why I think that way, but there's something about that story that I just never believed. From day one, I always said, there's something else. And it's probably not even the ladies that are involved. I feel like the guys are beefing here. For some reason, I have always just felt like it is the guys beefing. So I don't know. But yeah, it's all very transactional. It's all transactional. The whole model is, we're going to show up to this engagement. We're going to give you some publicity. You're going to turn a blind eye when we, do this or that and the third. Like, it's all just very quid pro quo. And despite being born and raised in this environment and being taught firsthand how to RICO, how to money launder, how to scam, how to defraud, how to fake it, how to be, a horrible person, despite all of those things that Harry grew up in and in the presence of, he still chose to go a different route. He still chose this route instead. He still chose to be authentic and leave all that behind. And it reminds me actually of the story of the Baskin Robbins heir. I don't know if you guys have heard that story, but the Baskin Robbins guy had a son, and the son found out that the ice cream was extremely unhealthy, extremely bad for people, causing a lot of problems as far as obesity and different things, diabetes, and all those things were kind of being brought to the forefront back in the day. And he had a choice to make. He could have just claimed his birthright as the heir to the Baskin-Robbins throne and the billions that accompanied it, or he could stand on business and speak out against sugar and fat and all the things that made Baskin-Robbins so delectable to everybody. And he chose the latter. It's a fascinating story. I just really couldn't believe that type of morality exists when you're talking billions. And it made me instantly think of Prince Harry, because that heir also went, no, I'm not going to do this. You guys are doing the wrong thing. I think that you should have warnings on this ice cream. I think that you should have back then they didn't have to put the calorie information and the nutritional information on there. So people were just eating this stuff in droves. And that's really when the obesity epidemic really came into play here. Hey, April May, how's it going? Happy Valentine's Day. Hope your day has gone very well. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of a parallel story here. But long story short, yeah, Harry chose his path despite the ease that he could have just said, yeah, let me just go ahead and fall in line. Let me just go ahead and do what I need to do to get these schmillions. You know, it's one thing to have empathy and to understand the plight of another person, but it's a whole nother thing to give up everything to stand on that business. So I think that that's what really makes me, so emotional about these games, about all of the games so far, but these games in particular, I got emotional. I was crying. I was boo-hoo-hooing because, hello, this is so beautiful. Like the relationship and the way that they have welcomed both Harry and Meghan, and especially Meghan, into their arms and into the fold. It's beautiful. And when I saw this picture with Lilibet and Archie's jerseys, yeah, they look like traditional jerseys, but look at them. Look at the handmade detail. Look at the First Nations detail sewn into the sleeves and into the background of the fabric. And it's not just a regular jersey, is it? This is crafted with love. Someone sat down and stitched this by hand with love for these children that they don't even know. Well, they might have met them and we just don't know about it. That might be the case. We don't know. But it's a joy. It's just such a joy to see the way that they love on the Sussexes and the reciprocal of that. Harry and Meghan have showered these communities with love and attention, and I am so glad that the communities have also shown that love and attention right back. It's beautiful to behold. I would really love to see how Meghan incorporates this necklace into something going forward, because she loves to incorporate a gifted piece, honey. Meghan will incorporate a gifted piece. And I just love her jewelry in general on this trip. She does a lot of very classic pieces, but she also does a really solid stack, which is super unique. Her dainty pieces are my favorite, but the hamsas, the protection pieces, are the things that I love the most. And she has so many of them, Cookies and Cream. I love the way they embrace the Sussexes with love, respect, and admiration. It's mutual. It's mutual, eh? It's completely mutual. And I hate to beat a dead horse because I know I've talked about this before, but all you need to do is pull up the article from 2012. Pull up the article from the same exact Squamish Nation, the same exact First Nations leaders and leadership and elders when his brother and his new wife went over there? What'd they say about that trip? I'm not going to repeat that. Just pull it up. If you have a browser open, just pull that up. It's night and day. And I think it's because they went there and they didn't actually have that love or respect or admiration. They went there thinking, we're here to do a job. Y'all are nothing to us. When we leave here, you're going to stay nothing to us. And that's evident. Whether you believe that or not is not even the point. It doesn't matter if you think they went there and did a good job. The people that were affected by that visit said that they didn't like it. So your opinion of the trip doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. The opinion of the people who are impacted by the presence is whose opinion matters, because it's their land, it's their home, it's their visit, it's their experience. They're the ones who met with them. They're the ones who get to say whether that meeting was good or not, period. You as a spectator don't get to sit and determine whether the meeting was good or not, or whether the First Nations enjoyed their visit or not. You don't get to say that. They get to say that. And they've spoken, right? Avid reader, did you see the gold signet ring with her and Harry's initials intertwined under a crown? What? Where? On this there was a gold signet ring that she wore that I wasn't able to identify. Let me pull that back up here. So right here, she has a gold signet ring on, and I don't know what that ring is. Nobody knows what that ring is, but is this what you're talking about? Or are you talking about on a different trip altogether? Because I have been trying to identify this gold signet ring forever. But yeah, these are some of my favorites right here. These are some of my absolute favorite stacks. These are my favorite rings. She doesn't need to do much else. She really doesn't. You just need this stack of bangles and, a beautiful face card. And that's really, all you need. She kept it really, I think, toned down. The Cartier watch and the halo bracelet are really all you need. But when she layers it with very thin beaded bracelets like the Diana's tennis bracelet or some of the other bracelets like the Hamsa, it's a layered look, right? It's supposed to be like a multi-layered look, but it always comes off so clean and elegant and somehow pared down. Despite the fact that she's got stacks on stacks on stacks, it has a pared down and casual effect somehow. During the games, she was wearing a navy blue sweater. I have a picture. Okay. I would love to see that, because no, avid reader, I didn't catch that. I've been trying to identify that dang signet ring from the gray number. I'd love to see that. Maybe you can email that to me. It's in my emails in my bio. So, or just maybe point me to the direction of where you saw it, and I can pull that up. Thank you, avid reader. But yeah, Meghan has really great jewelry sense, and the daintiness of it all really plays well with the fact that she wears a lot of pieces. Sorry, I'm just popping my knuckles. I can't stop popping my knuckles right now. She wears a lot of pieces that are sophisticated and chic, but some of them, really take up a lot of real estate. So the keeping of the jewelry clean and dainty and pared down like this, masterclass. But then again, sometimes I love when she does really chunky, really out there, really in your face, which isn't always. But one such occasion that she did and did this well. This right here was a whole moment. This right here, I gasped. Okay. I audibly gasped when I saw this Pippa small stack. Oh, wait. This Pippa small stack is probably the cutest jewels I have ever seen Meghan in. I just love it. She made this like, it looked really elegant, but look how crazy the ring stack is. Look at how crazy the ring stack is. I've never seen this type of jewel before ever. And I love me a diamond. I love me an emerald. I used to live at Zales at one point when all my girlfriends were getting married and stuff, and we were just doing a lot. I love jewelry. So like, I know a diamond, I know a moissanite, I know a sapphire, I know all the various shades of emerald. Like, I can identify a cushion cut from all the other princess and, you know, everything else. This is something I had never seen. Herkimer diamond? What is that? What is even that? So when she showed up to the scene in these crazy looking jewels, I was obsessed. These are so whimsical and different. And Meghan's known for her understated elegance. She often chooses subtle, versatile gold pieces that carry sentimental value. But what makes this stack so special is that they aren't your typical diamonds. They're a unique type of double terminated quartz crystal found in Herkimer County, New York. And despite their name, they're not actually diamonds, they're quartz crystals. And they're known for their symmetry and their purity. They have this natural uncut form that mimics a diamond, but isn't quite diamond, right? They are believed to be an amplifier for positive energy, for cleansing energy and spiritual awareness. So they have these properties that a lot of people compare to, let's say, if a copper bracelet or like those copper socks, that type of like copper energy, ion energy that goes through your body when you wear copper. That's what they say these Herkimer diamonds also manifest. It's really widely believed that they have like metaphysical properties and promote healing and increase spiritual energy and open the third eye, which makes sense why she had them stacked like crazy like this, because she's always doing the Hamsa, right? She's always doing the protection energy of the Hamsa, the warding off of negative energy with that. And it makes sense that she would also go for something like this and then stack it like this. I mean, they're just out there. And it made me gasp because up until then, we hadn't seen her in this super huge, chunky style before. It was really just all her dainty, barely there gold rings. And I love this so much. So Meghan really kept it really classy and cool at this particular games. And I really am so proud of them, right? I'm so proud of them for doing everything that they're doing. I'm really super proud of Meghan in particular, who didn't allow her obstacles or the challenges that she was facing to dissuade her from getting back to herself, regrounding, getting back to her life as she sees fit. I didn't even notice in this picture earlier, but she's got that Justin Clow on. Oh, that is such a gorgeous piece. I love it. And the other thing I love about her sartorial choices and her jewelry choices and her accessory choices, I mean, she owns them. She could just wear them whenever. We've seen this necklace on the fanciest dress in her closet. And now she's just got it on with this simple silk dress, kissing Harry in what looks like their backyard over a meal. Like, it's so versatile. It's insane. Meghan really knows how to pair up or pair down an outfit. And I'm just really glad that they've gotten back to the things that matter and the things that are important. This is just the beginning, I think, of a new era with her and her children growing up and doing so on her own terms. This Valentine's Day has been nothing short of amazing. And once again, I really want to encourage you guys to go over to the Invictus Games Foundation podcast on YouTube when we're done here. Let me bring that back up so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So when we're done, by all means, please go over to this Invictus Games Foundation podcast. The episode is titled The Daily Show, brought to you by JJ and the Duke. And it's so cute. Oh God, Harry is just looking so good. I don't understand how in some instances he looks like he has a full head of hair still. And then in other instances, that is clearly not the case. But whatever you're doing, Harry, still, the angles... You seem to know them very well when you need to. So like this angle is so working for him. He just looks so refreshed despite being in the cold and despite it being very, wintry out there. He looks like he has a little bit of color, a little tan, light skin, hairy in full effect. But yeah, this is such an exciting time for them. And, I often relate it back to my life. For example, I've always been very inspired by Meghan since she came on the scene. I've always really loved Harry. He was my favorite of Diana's children, even from way back. As a kid, I remember really liking Harry. He was just that goofy, lovable redhead little brother. And I thought he was so cute. And it's really nice to see what a fine young man he's really matured into, a father, a husband who protects his family, puts his family first. I think that the problem really is that people don't want to see that because they don't have that. And that's where I hate to admit this, but I feel bad. I feel bad for those people. I feel bad for Tom Bower showing up to Invictus Games lonely, looking like a creep like that. The way Petal treated him with such kid gloves, and so daintily. I now respect. At the time, I was wishing she'd have thrown a punch, but like now I respect her the way she did it because it's just sad, right? Elizabeth, Harry, and Meghan are about the heart, so genuine about the people from the soul. Absolutely. Meghan has taken her power and narrative back. She has complete autonomy. Amen, cookies and cream. Complete autonomy. And I think that was like the royal family's worst nightmare. That's why they were shutting her in a room for 3 months and 4 months and 5 months at a time. The autonomy. Why would you give a woman like that autonomy? That's why they grabbed her passport as well, because autonomy is a dirty word over there. And I think that also comes with all that self-loathing. If you have autonomy, that's one thing. But if you have autonomy and you hate yourself, that's a really toxic combination. And I think that that's just what they are over there. Some of them have the autonomy anyways, but they loathe themselves. And like I was saying about Tom Bower, I actually do now just feel bad. I was watching Petal on Royal Sussex the other day, and when she explained it, right, the way she explained it made me feel bad for him. She said that she saw him, and initially she was angered like all of us. She had a very visceral reaction to seeing him. So when she was questioning him is when she started thinking, oh man, this is just sad. You are just sad. This is so sad. What about your legacy? Is this the legacy? You're what, almost 80 now? Maybe he's even 80. I don't know. But like, this is what you're doing in your golden years. This is how you're spending your golden years. Desperately seeking Susan? Avid reader, but Tom Bower chose that. He did, absolutely. I think my point here is, the clarification here is, yes, they all choose that lonely, hateful life for sure. Sorry, Beverly Hardy, welcome to the chat. Harry and Michael met through Nacho. Nacho and Michael have been knowing each other from their home country. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you for that, Beverly Hardy. Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to the chat. So Tom Bauer and all of them did choose that lonely and hateful life. But once you peel back the veneer of hate, in my opinion, hate is just sadness throwing a tantrum. That's all it is. Anything like that, even racism. Racism is jealousy throwing a tantrum. That's what racism is. You see a beautiful black woman, you see a buff, athletic black man, and you want to grab them and tear them to pieces because that's not you and will never be. And how dare they challenge your preconceived notion of superiority and then show you that that notion is incorrect. So I think at the end of the day, hate, racism, bigotry, all of those things are just self-loathing, having a tantrum. It is their choice to be that way, and I don't give them any slack on that. But when I think about what would persuade a person to do this, a happy person wouldn't do this. Okay, why aren't they happy? And then you go through the layers, right? I think that most of them live very sad, pathetic lives. We know for a fact because they write books in a lot of these cases. In Angela, what's-her-face's case, and in that Camilla woman, I mean, they've told us before how horrifying their childhoods were, the difficult relationships they have with their parents and with their siblings and things like that. So I'm trying out this new thing where I'm going to try to see things from a different perspective and understand why a person would be so hateful. I've also asked myself time and time again, what would persuade Kate to be like that? And I have no sympathy for her because, again, she chose this path in life. She chose the option to, sign up for the luxury stay-at-home mom package and thought that that's what she was getting. And for several years, that's what she got. That's what everyone agreed on. And then all of a sudden, here comes Meghan. And now they have to redo your contract. Now they want you to do things that you didn't sign up for. They told you were just going to be able to Netflix and chill the whole time. Show up, pop up a few times, sip a little champagne, wear a few tiaras, boom, bow, bow, you're home. That's what they sold her. And now they're telling her, no, change the plan. You got to work. Now you got to do this. Now you got to do that. Da. So, it's obvious that the bitterness and the resentment is from loathing. They saw someone that was better than them. They attempted with all their might to catch up to that. They saw that they failed miserably. And what else are you going to do but go nuclear after that? Avid reader. But throwing tantrums combined with the power to impose misery and pain on the object of your jealousy, hate, fury takes that analogy to the next level. Absolutely. And that's the extent of my understanding, right? That is the extent. That's where I draw the line of understanding or empathy, is when you start using the jealousy and hate and fury in a way that harms others. It's not a problem if you're just jealous or hateful and have anger. A lot of people walk around harboring that, but they don't act on it. You can't help how you feel. I can't help if I'm jealous of you. That's a instinctive, visceral reaction that I'm having to an outside stimulus. I can't do anything about the jealousy I feel when I see someone that looks better and thinner and younger and that's a negative reaction that I'm going to keep to myself though, because I'm a good person. You know what I mean? Because I am a good person, but what I mean is because I know how to manage my emotions, because I'm emotionally mature. And I know that even though they might be better than me in XYZ way, I'm very proud of the way that I am. I'm very proud of who I am as a person. And then I use those mechanisms to tell myself, yeah, you're doing good too. You know, she might have this and that and the third on you, but you're doing good. And I'm more likely to befriend a woman that I see as a perfect, stunning woman. I am more likely to walk right up to her and go, girl, you have got to tell me what your secret is. Your skin is glowing. You know, I'm that girl. I'm the girl that sees something that I think is, you know, great, that I could possibly, you know, do as well, and go right up and see how they did it. You know, I don't do the opposite. I don't do the let me destroy your life because you're better than me route. I don't understand why the royals do that. I've never, ever, ever understood that. Callie Jen, hi all. Michael Bublé is proudly Canadian, not from Argentina. He is. That's why I was like, okay, well, okay. Thank you for that though. I appreciate it. Very true. Yeah. So, avid reader, yes. Michael Bublé's wife, I believe, is Argentinian. Maybe that's what Beverly was talking about. Maybe she meant Nacho and Michael have known each other from their wives' home countries. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. But yeah, so that's the extent of it for me. I would never, ever feel jealousy and then immediately follow that up with, I'm going to destroy you over my jealousy. I'm going to harm you because I'm jealous of you. I don't want you to be better than me. I'm going to hurt you for that. No, I'm more likely to say, oh, okay, she's got a lot. Let me go over here and see what's all going on for myself. Let me sidle up to this and see if some of this greatness can rub off on me. You know, that's how I handle whenever I'm feeling like somebody has something that I might want. I'm going to go and see how they got it and see if I can get it for myself. That's that. That's why I've never really understood why Kate didn't just do that. You had the choice. You had the choice. You could have easily, even if it was fake, right? You saw Meghan, you were obviously jealous. You could have just seen how she did it and stole whatever her formula was. But instead you said your next follow-up was, let me destroy you. Let me destroy you because of it. So I don't have any empathy when it comes to the choices that you make because of your jealousy. I guess my point was that I can understand the jealousy. Now I can try to understand where these people, the place that they're coming from, you know, and it really is sad when you start trying to, you know, understand them on that level, because what kind of like pathetic, sad, miserable person would show up to their mortal enemy's lair in the hopes of catching a glimpse of them just once before they perished? What kind of life is that? Just think about it. If you had anything better in your life going on, would you have been there at those games? If you had anything else, if you had anybody in your life that loved you and cared about you and showed you that love and showered you with attention, would you have dragged your arse over to those games all the way from another country? Would you have gotten on a plane and spent 17 hours? Oh, wait, no. They're in Vancouver. It was a whole continent away, but they're not in California. Vancouver is East Coast time, so they would have been much closer to the UK than California, than Montecito. But still, the fact still remains, you got your arse on a plane and went over there just cold and lonely like that because nobody else in your whole circle was able to like love you more than that, to talk you out of that bad decision. I mean, how else would he have ended up there like that? Unless he had nobody in his corner advising him or even just loving on him enough to say, you don't need to do this. Let's just focus on us. you know? And it's the same way with Kate. If she had a man that really loved her and showed her love and showered her with that attention, she wouldn't have to be jealous. She wouldn't have to have, metaphorically peeled off all of Meghan's skin and just worn it as a coat when Meghan left, how she did. That is so sad. Imagine you hate somebody with a passion, but the only thing you can do is copy everything about them publicly too. Not even like in your private life, you kind of emulate, you wear a pair of their shoes that they're known for. No. Very publicly speaking, you change everything about you to try to appear more like that person. Put yourself in that psychology. Isn't that a tortured mindset? I feel like that's hell. That's hell. I would be in hell at that point, because why? Your enemy, your sworn and mortal enemy, is the only person worthy of your emulation and imitation? Does that make any logical sense? Does that even add up to y'all? That doesn't even add up to me. Like, where and why would anyone do that if they loved themselves, one, and if they had anybody in their inner circle who also loved him, who could love them, who could talk them out of it? Look, I'm not saying that I feel for them at all. The royals can get bent. But what I am saying is that I've read the DSM-5. I know that there are personality disorders that I've seen a lot of the symptoms of in the last couple of years that I've been covering Meghan Markle on this channel. And I guess because of that background that I have, and because I've worked in mental health, and because I know that for every outburst, there's something deeper going on underneath the surface. And I'm not excusing those outbursts by any means, but I just feel like it could never be me, because I feel like I'm not that mentally deficient. To me, that's mental deficiency to be like that. You got to be deficient. I would never throw on my mortal enemy's outfit head to toe and pretend like nobody knew anything better. Like, just pretend like you didn't know any better, because that's just your life now. You have nothing. You can't even see clearly enough that this is just not a good idea. So I feel bad. I feel a little bit bad for those people, and not in the sense that they deserve like my sympathy, but I can understand the mental deficiency that's occurring in that mind, in those minds. It's deep. It's super deep, y'all. It's more than just what we're seeing on the surface. It takes a real mental deficiency to do the things that they're doing. And for that, I feel sorry for you guys. Anyways, this stream is all about love. So back to Meghan and her Instagram. I think that this is wonderful. I can't wait to see what's all going on and what's going to unfold with her Instagram page. We're still going to have the Twitch live stream, but I do have an announcement about that. I'm probably going to move the date back, because even though we're doing clips and even though we're going to do it on Twitch, I still feel somehow about that. I still feel somehow about the viewership and taking that viewership away from Meghan and Netflix. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move it to the 5th. I will have a community post up with the exact details after the stream. You can look out for that by tomorrow. But yeah, I don't want to divert any attention away from the launch on the 4th. So I am going to move my Twitch stream to the 5th, or maybe even the 6th, just to, again, give her that time to soak up all the viewership and ratings and everything else before I go ahead and take the clips from the show and then we discuss it on a live. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me for this special Valentine's Day episode. That's our roundup. The trip had it all. It had a little bit of glamour, a little Canadian home styling, a lot of PDA, a little drama with Petal giving Bauer the what for. I mostly loved how brightly the resilience of the human spirit shines in these games. I love the mental health aspect of it. I love the family stuff. And I also love how Meghan's wardrobe is so intentional. Every piece has a purpose and has a meaning. And that's really why I do these fashion roundups, not just because I love the fashion, but the messaging behind it too. She combines the messaging with the fashion and the functionality so effortlessly. It's really should be studied. It really should be studied. And that's why I do my part, to study it, to see what's all going on, to learn from it, and to incorporate it into, my own life and how I can also power dress and take those simple, elegant features and make it easy for, the woman on the go. And Meghan is the boss of that. She's like the number one for that. And whether it's like supporting sustainable fashion or paying homage to the First Nations tribes, or even, Princess Diana from time to time, she has a couple pieces that are either directly related to her or honor her in some way. She always gets it right. She always gets it right. And I am just so proud. I've said this a lot already, but I will never get tired of saying it. I'm proud of you guys, and I'm proud of Prince Harry. I'm proud of Meghan. I'm proud of this community. We're unlike any other. We're Newsweek famous. Y'all go check out that Newsweek article. Petal made the news, y'all. She made the news. So yeah, it's really a good time. I'm really excited to see the evolution of the Sussex Squad over the years. I mean, we're almost a decade in. Can you believe it? And I'm looking forward to many, many, many more years with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. That's going to wrap up today's Valentine's Day episode of The People's Duchess. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the episode. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day evening. Please be kind, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.